It happened during an unusually quiet night in New York. For once, no aliens, killer robots, or mad titans. The Avengers Tower simmered in silence, but below, in his personal workshop, Tony Stark remained at work. Grinding, soldering, calculating. As always. This time, though, something was different. The project sprawled across 3 whiteboards, half a dozen holographic models, and a pile of mechanical sketches, but all of it focused on one question. What if Iron Man had a nose? Somewhere between a dare and an epiphany. Tony's mind had drifted there. All these years, he muttered, stroking his chin, I made my armor to be sleek, aerodynamic, a vision of synthetic elegance. But what if I integrated the most distinctive human feature? What if I gave my suit a nose? For most people, it would sound like madness. For Tony Stark, it was the next logical step. He started with materials. Vibranium was tempting, but he'd never hear the end of it from Wakanda. Titanium was sturdy, but lacked the right flexibility. Finally, after a night of trial and error, he engineered a composite capable of replicating the subtle gradients and tiny pores of a real nose, only bulletproof. Jarvis was skeptical. Sir, are you sure this addition is optimal? It's not about optimal, Jarvis, Tony replied. It's about making history. He sketched a curve, a little Romanesque, not too pointy, not too bulbous. He designed it to articulate like a mask within a mask, capable of scrunching, flaring, subtle wiggling. Beneath the surface, microfilters, climate control, discrete gas analyzers. After all, if he was going to build a nose, it would be better than the original. By sunrise, he stood before his mirrors. The faceplate slid shut. The suit whirred and hummed, and there, jutting proudly above the grill, was the nose. At first, Tony admired his handiwork. The reflection was convincing, if a little uncanny. The nose gave the suit a personality, broke up the smoony impassive fa. A day it looked almost approachable. But then, the practical tests began. He flew over Manhattan. Tiny shifts in aerodynamics sent him veering just slightly off course, tiny enough to be noticed only by a perfectionist. At Mach 3, a hint of wind shear pressed against the alloy nostrils. An unexpected problem surfaced. Turbulence. Back in the lab, Tony tweaked the airflow, adjusted the angle. Any improvement? Jarvis, a marginal reduction in drag. Sir, though I must note, your average energy consumption is up by 0.6%. Hulk saw him next. Bruce Banner stared a little too long, then broke into a grin. Tony, you look distinguished. Natasha raised a skeptical eyebrow. Steve Rogers, ever the diplomat, didn't say a word. But Thor liked it. It gives your helmet the nobility of Odin, he declared, clapping Tony on the back, hard enough to dent a calf plate. Then came the public debut, a routine demonstration for the press. Iron Man stood atop the stage nose, gleaming under the studio lights. Cameras clicked. In the glare, someone whispered, Is that new? Tony introduced the all-new facial feature suite. Breezing past the snickers and the media fixated. Headlines appeared. Iron Nose. As Iron Man finally sniffed out cyber, Stark smelled success. Social media exploded. Some cheered the design as bold and humanizing. Others produced memes side by side, comparisons with famous noses in art and history. Michelangelo ese David and Cyrano de Bergerac. Gonzo from the Muppets. The internet christened him Noseman. Meanwhile, the practical applications began to shine through. In a chemical spill emergency, Tony's nose detected toxic vapors before the Avengers' sensors registered them. Facing Mysterio's hallucinogenic gas, the nose filter isolated and neutralized the compound in seconds. In Antarctica, the built-in Disor let him breathe freely, while the rest of the team huddled inside for warmth. Still, not everything was rosy. The nose proved to be a vulnerability literally sticking out. During a battle with the Sinister Six, Dr. Octopus landed a direct punch squarely on it. Sparks flew. The nose bent sideways. Tony's systems flashed a warning. critical nasal damage. He swore, disengaged, and retreated behind cover to recalibrate. But the world had seen. Memes hit a fever pitch. Pinocchio Montoni knows best. Next day, someone wheeled a 6-foot foam nose into Times Square. Tony persevered. He refined the structure, reinforced the cartilage with micromesh, added stealth coloration. Next upgrade, smell-based threat detection. He joked at a Stark Expo keynote. In the end, some said the nose made him less of a myth and more of a man fallible, a little silly, always moving forward. But as Tony himself reflected, watching the city blink beneath him, he realized, whether genius, joke, or just another experiment, Iron Man with a nose proved one thing: sometimes the oddest ideas are the ones that stick around longest. And, for better or worse, the world would never forget the day Iron Man followed his nose.